Alright, how you doing? This is Justin Garcia, otherwise known as ChimChim, owner of the Jungle Gym in the Bronx. This is my boy George with a J. Today we're going to go over the ChimBar. Usually I'm not so arrogant as to name moves after myself, but this one, you know, I'm pretty nasty at it, so I figured I'd give it a hell. Let's go. Starting off in the half guard. I'm assuming I have good half guard position. Good half guard position means that I'm on my side. More than likely I have what's called inside leg control, meaning the leg of mine that's between his legs is the one that's actually over his leg and giving me my half guard. There's a couple different stages to the ChimBar, but all of them start from this good half guard position. The first stage is loading my opponent on top of me. Now, as I load him on top of me, what I want to do is I want to make sure I get my body ready for the next position. I'm not just going to blindly throw him up on top of me. That could wind up having him pass my guard, get into a better guard passing position. It could just break down my attempt at the ChimBar. So when I load, I'm first underhooked with my top arm. My bottom arm is just grabbing his pant leg. Okay? Actually, if it's gi, I'm going to grab his pant leg. No gi, I'm just going to hook his leg. I don't really want to go super deep because I sort of show my cards at that point if I commit all the way underneath. And I don't want him to brace too suddenly, too aggressively, and stop the beginning of my ChimBar. So I have my top arm underhook, and my bottom hand is hooked right under his leg. Now, when I load, I'm going to my back. I'm bringing my knees to my chest. I'm going to be grabbing his leg, but the big thing is the underhook of the top arm. I want you to sit up for a second. When I load him on top of me, I'm going to make sure that I don't lift my hand up, but rather I lift my elbow nice and high. After I lift my elbow nice and high, you'll see me commit this arm to his waist and hooking around his hip. So let's go over that. So knees to my chest, elbow high, and I'm going to now bring that arm on his waistline by his hip. I reattach my bottom arm. I like to, unfortunately I don't have a better analogy, the elastic on a pair of tighty whities, that's where I want this arm, okay? I don't want it all the way down by his knee, right up here. I also am gonna fight the urge to clasp my hands together. If he starts running around and jumping, I'll wind up losing control of his hip. So from here, two separate arms with two separate jobs. Okay, now once I've reclamped and I have his hips now on my chest, I need to get my legs in position for the ChimBar. Each leg, just like the arms, has its own job. My inside leg is going Achilles to Achilles. Can you see that from here? Mm-hmm. So my inside leg is sliding down Achilles to Achilles. My outside leg is just covering that leg. What I don't want to do is assume that I'm going to get a triangle position with my legs. So Achilles to Achilles and outside leg. Once I've clamped his hips down, I'm just going to not bend my knees, but allow my legs to stay in position, and my hips are going to come forward for the knee bar. Go. All right, here's the same ChimBar now, a little bit of a different angle. Like I said before, I'm in good half guard position. I have inside leg control. Okay, a common half guard position a lot of guys are using now is the lockdown. The lockdown has what we call outside leg control, but just a regular inside leg control. And that's the more common way that we usually snag our half guard. Or on our side, we have that top arm underhook. Remember that bottom hand is inside of his leg. I'm looking to load. When I load, knees to my chest, lifting his leg, elbow nice and high. And I reclamp my arms right around his waist, his waistline, and right under the tighty whitey line. From here, inside leg, Achilles to Achilles, outside leg covers. I don't look to bend my knees. I don't look to triangle my legs. As you can see, that pulls it right off of his Achilles. Okay? If I'm doing it to a midget, maybe. normal human being, I need this leg down here. Covering the leg, hips in. Very important. I bring the hips forward, not legs back. Okay? One more time. Right head on. In position, load, reclamp, Achilles to Achilles. I cover my leg. I don't cross it. I cover the leg and hips. Now the good thing is that a lot of times, once the guy starts feeling the pressure, he has no choice but to dive. When he dives forward, I stick with the position, and he went from one bad place to a worse place, because now my leverage is tripled. Hip into the knee. And that's the ChimBar.